Hello, this is Natalie with The Wisdom Within. We are continuing our segment on Intuition Primer, your magical inner compass, introducing you to your intuition, what it is, what it isn't. And in this episode, we're going to talk about the 8 Clair Senses. I think I might actually break it up into 2 segments. So the first 4 will be on clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairaudience, and clairempathy. And then the last segment will cover the last 4, which is clairsentience, clairtangency, clairsalience, and clairaugustus. So for this segment, we'll start off by saying first, one day it sort of dawned on me that these 8 Clair senses actually come through the body's primary senses. So your intuition works through your body's senses. So your body is very much your intuitive barometer in many ways. So it'll come through your sight, it'll come through your hearing, your sense of smell, taste, your sense of touch, also your internal emotional feeling, and then just overall body sensations. So just something to keep in mind, that when you're thinking intuition, a lot of times because of what we see on TV, we think the information, they're just like pulling it from somewhere, or that they're seeing, that people who see things as the predominant right, quote unquote, way to have intuition. But please know that there is no wrong or right way to have intuition. Some people, the ones that I'll cover in this segment are actually the top 4. These are the sort of the pathways where people who are opening up to their intuition typically begin, but not always. There are some exceptions, and I'll mention a couple of those. But just know that your intuition is as unique as you are. There is no wrong or right way. The best way to really get to know your intuition is to document how you receive information. Remember how I said in prior segments, intuition is not thinking, it's actually receiving information. So let's begin. One of the top 4 of the the 8 Clair senses is claircognizance. That's clair knowing. That's when information just downloads right into your brain. Boom, you just have a knowing that that person, that situation, that opportunity is either bad for you or good for you. You don't know how you know. You have nothing to go on, no information that you've been thinking about or sorting about. It just comes in and you know. That is claircognizance. I am highly claircognizance. Things just kind of come in. But now I've noticed that since I've been working with my intuition for so many years, that claircognizance is often followed almost immediately by clairvoyance. I'll have a knowing, then I'll see pictures, and then sometimes I'll have a little clairaudience or clairempathy, because those are sort of my strong 4 at the moment. But anyway, so just know claircognizance is a clear knowing. Your knowing might be followed up again by a little clairvoyance or one of the other clairs. So that's claircognizance. The other one, and sort of one of the most popular, or the one, I shouldn't say that's most popular, but it's the one that most people hear about, and that's clairvoyance. That's clair seeing. Now, this is, if you saw a Sixth Sense, that's someone who can see dead people. Actually, people who are clairvoyant, many can see apparitions and ghosts and auras and things that you can't see with your physical eyes. They typically can see into that dimension or that realm. So that's clairvoyance. Also know that people who are clairvoyant might not see things externally. They might have the vision internally. Again, they're not thinking. This clairvoyance just comes in and shows them images or pictures. It may be a literal picture, like go to that building for that retail opportunity, or it might be symbolical. So it's important to sort of track your own intuitive hits and get to know your own intuitive personality over time. So the third one is clairaudience. This is clear hearing. I hadn't typically been clairaudient. I was strongly claircognizant and clairvoyant. But as I worked to strengthen my gifts, I started becoming more clairaudient. But this story I'm going to tell you is actually way before all of that, and it just happened out of the blue. But when my son was little, he had a black and white furry bunny, and he just loved that bunny. And one day, as I was cleaning the horse paddocks and cleaning his little crate or cage or whatever you want to call it, he got loose, and I was chasing him all over the field and having absolutely no luck catching him. And it was winter and it was cold, and he was working his way down towards the woods. So I was really getting desperate, and I was, half crying, half praying, please help me, God, catch this bunny. And I'm running around, and the next thing I knew, I heard in my mind, take off your coat and throw it over the bunny. So, I didn't have any time to think of that. That came out of nowhere, and I've never heard of anyone doing that before. So as I'm running around the field, I get closer to the bunny, I take off my jacket and whip it over the bunny, and it worked. I caught the bunny. It was awesome. So that was a happy ending to that story. But how do I know that it was not claircognizance, take off your coat and throw it over the bunny, or clairaudience? I know it's clairaudience because I heard it as a voice inside my head. I just didn't have it as a knowing. Your intuition is a very subtle sense. So these are some subtle differences to begin to be aware of and recognize in your own intuitive process. But that was a clairaudient experience, and I've had several of them since then, and they all come through the same way. They sound, like a voice kind of strong inside my mind that's not my thinking process. It's just information being given or shared. So the fourth one is clear empathy, and people who are strongly empathetic, can probably have a strong propensity for clear empathy. And these are people who can feel other people's emotions. They can even feel emotions when they walk into a room. So if there had been a fight or there had been a happy occasion, or they could maybe sense that in the room. They are also people that can sense if a building or a space has long-term negative or positive energy. They can feel that or sense that energy. So that is clear empathy. And when I say clear empathy, they feel it kind of in their emotions, not necessarily their body. And that's sort of one thing to be aware of, because there's another clair that is you actually feel clairsentience, where you actually feel things in your body. Clear empathy is more feeling things emotionally and feeling things in sort of your emotional body, if you will. So those are the top four clair senses of the 8 clair senses. They are the ones that people mostly typically begin with, and you might begin with clairvoyance and then grow to have a little more claircognizance, then clear empathy and something like that, and then expand from there. Or you may have naturally just already 2 of those, and then expand from there as you begin working your intuitive muscles. So all right, so I hope you enjoyed this segment. Please join me for the next one, where we'll cover the last 4 of the 8 clair senses, the 8 psychic senses. This is Natalie with the Wisdom Within in Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. If you'd like to learn more, please visit my website at wisdomwithinobx.com. Thank you.